Presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Well, hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobila. We are in the great state of North Carolina, set to kick off the round here at Quail Hollow. Frank, it is one of the most well-respected courses on tour.
And for good reason, Rich. Great layout. Also, we said hello to Rory McIlroy and Ricky Fowler. They recorded their first ever PGA Tour wins at this very golf course.
Now set to start the round here at Quail Hollow. This first hole is a 418-yard par 4. Frank, walk us through it.
Yeah, it's tricky, actually. It's not overly long, but you can see this requires a very good tee shot. Not necessarily with a driver either. Just something that gets the ball in play. Green's really the issue here because it's got a big mound in the middle of it.
That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. Good contact, good result.
Rich, these players aren't getting a reprieve with the win right now.
And right from the start, the winds have been kicking pretty good.
Yeah, but at least it's presenting that challenge for the players that don't get every other day.
This will test the player. I mean, it's one thing to play with no wind in perfect conditions, but as we know, golf is a game of variables.
Yeah, and better strike will be rewarded today.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
Second shot now for Martin Kaymer. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Well, that one didn't work out. Didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. Well, that's what separates the good players from the great players, the ability to get it that close from that kind of lie. Settles in over the putt. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Jason Dufner for bogey. +1 in the early going. Just a couple of feet. So, 2 over par for the round. Frank, this is a really fun hole, a pretty short par 3 downhill.
Yeah, half a club, you can allow for that, so it won't play its full yardage. You can really see that right part of the green. That's the most inviting one, but when they stick the flag on the left, you really have to be precise. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the tall cabbage, that ball is swallowed up. So on the putting surface and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie. Normally, you'd be happy to take two from there. What's one going to feel like? Great putt.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Okay, has it and stays at 1 over par. Moving on to the third hole now. It's a par 4, 452 yards.
Big sweeping dogleg left, and the fairway actually goes in the opposite direction of the dogleg. Must hit a good tee shot for two reasons. One, to find the fairway, and also the length of this hole, over 450 yards.
Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Just a little offline, so now, Frank, he's going to have to deal with a rough.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how strong he is.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par. Remember, out of the rough, expect the ball to jump forward a little bit. Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. A familiar waggle of Jason Dufner getting set for the approach. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
So going well up the hill to that green, will need to take an extra club here. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Go ahead and do that. What a putt. He has this for par. Dufner has it for the par. Now to the fourth hole here at Quail Hollow, just under 490 yards.
Yeah, they used to have the tee on the right side, which actually made that tee shot very uncomfortable. When they put the new tee box in on the left side, it's a little easier to hit that fairway because that fairway slopes from right to left. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle nose down.
Can't even see it from here. Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
Now playing the second here at the par 4.
This is way left going left.
And that one's going to be in the rough, it looks like. How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
And setting up here in the rough. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. All right, Frank, just on the fringe, he might be thinking about making this.
Yeah, he's a better chipper than you, Rich.
Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. That's a nice lag putt. Frank, what would you focus on a long putt?
That 3-foot circle, obviously you allow yourself a little bit more the further and further away you get, but just expectations, lower them a little bit. There's certain distances, just take 2.
In for bogey, now sitting at 2 over for the round. Trying to put this hole behind him quickly. Double bogey putt. Ouch, that hurts. Double bogey. Now to the first par 5 here at Quail Hollow, the 5th hole. It's 570 yards, and it would seem, Frank, that this tee shot sets up well for a guy like Rory McIlroy.
It does. Someone that hits it long and moves the ball right to left, and that's what you're going to have to do here. One of the main reasons for that is not necessarily the dog leg, but the fact that the fairway, Rich, slopes away from you. It slopes to the right and away. So that makes that tee shot so much more difficult.
No fairway here. This one in that rough. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Frank, way offline all day long.
Yeah, this is a head scratcher, really. Seen him play before. Normally much better than this. This is abnormal, that's for sure.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Just a bit offline and into the bunker. Flagstick 125 yards away. All right, the winds are starting to pick up. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. What's the right way to approach it?
Well, you've really got to find out, first of all, the direction of the wind, and you have to be certain of it right now. And plus, if there's a gust, that's something you can't, you've got no control over.
Setting up for the shot from the sand. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Good thing he stayed in the first cut, because just a couple of feet over, that rough is really deep. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace, it's hard to be critical of that.
Very well done, almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Kaymer trying to put that free-flowing putting stroke to good use, has this for birdie. Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
He needs this for bogey. So, with that, 3 over par now for the round. Three over for the day. Frank, this is where you know that players like Bubba Watson, Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy are playing a different game than guys like me. They step up to this 250-yard par 3 and they might hit a 5-iron. It is a little downhill, but they might be with a middle iron where a lot of us would be with a driver.
Well, you see the advantage of that power on this very hole, not just because of the length they got to hit it, but the green they're heading into. This green slopes off in both directions, right and left, so you have to land that ball in the middle of the green. So yeah, it's a big advantage if you can go at this hole with like a 5-iron.
Tug that one a little bit offline to the left, and he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Not an easy one, 20 feet away. Yeah, he's going to love that one, Frank. Sensational effort.
Oh, just eat that up.
And getting ready for the putt. He'll take par and move on. Frank, there's a lot to chew on here as you get to the tee at the 532-yard par 5/7.
In today's game, 530 plus change you'd think is incredibly short. And look at the trouble in front of you. Water all the way down the right side and around that right side of the green. Bunkers left. This is not for the faint of heart.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, there's really great history here at Quail Hollow.
Yeah, it's a private members club, Rich. Was founded by James Harris back prior to 1960. We know it hosted the Kemper Open from 69 through to 79, the Payne Weber Invitational from 83 to 89. And now, obviously, it's the host of the Wells Fargo Championship ever since it debuted back in 2003. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Frank, in golf, as we know, there's short grass and there's long grass. We all want to be in that short grass, but it doesn't always work out that way. So what's the most important element from the shot, from the rough?
You have to be a little bit more conservative first and foremost because you can't guarantee a perfect strike out of the long grass. So therefore you have to look around the greens, maybe short, to the right, to the left, and realize what's involved. And also just give yourself a slightly bigger target.
Just a bit offline.
Yeah, the hard work's coming up now, though. It's a long way away.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Oh, what happened there, Frank? Jason Dufner with a birdie bid. Dufner with the birdie. So a tester from 4 feet. So with that putt, 2 over par now. Frank, in modern professional golf, we're seeing more and more drivable par 4s, like the 8th here at Quail Hollow, 350 yards. What do you think of this hole?
It's not a bad hole. Drivable, some might say, but the angle of the green means it's hard for that tee shot to keep on the green. But I think the reward for hitting a driver is try and sort of aim at that tree just left of the green. And the reason why is then you've got to pitch up the direction of the green. This is a really narrow green.
That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Setting up for this next approach, our featured player starting to pick it up after that less than stellar start to the round.
But as we know, Rich, golf is such a streaky game. Perhaps now this player can catch fire and put together some good holes in a row.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. The familiar waggle of Jason Dufner getting set for the approach.
It's at sneaky distance.
Oh, I thought he had that. I don't know, maybe lifted right there, just sort of peaked. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
What a turnaround, Rich.
Showing a lot of fight right now. Poor start to the round, but never gave up. That is a huge birdie right there, right back in the mix. 2 over for the day. Here we are at the 9th hole at Quail Hollow, 495-yard par 4. Frank, it is the longest par 4 on the golf course. Is it, in your estimation, the toughest?
I think the green stops it from being the toughest, Rich, because it does kick in from either side. But when you see holes like this, there's no surprise why the Rory McIlroys and the Ricky Fellas have won around here. This is just a great driving par 4. Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Excellent looking shot here. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
Normally you'd say that's a bad tee shot, but this is a pattern, Rich.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Good lie in the fairway, and a good chance to make something happen here. Kaymer cemented his legend all across Europe when he made the clinching putt at the Ryder Cup in 2012 outside of Chicago, capping off that huge comeback for the Europeans.
And it also started a resurgence in his game. We saw the best of Martin Kaymer once again in 2014 with the Players' Championship and a US Open.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another. Well, from in trouble, Rich, at least he's back in play.
On the fairway from the rough. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Wow, I thought he made that. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Jason Dufner for par. Dufner has it for the par. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Frank, this is where you want to step away from the controller for just a second.
Yeah, good. Mr. Good just met Mr. Bad.
Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Here we are on the back nine now at Quail Hollow, and a good scoring opportunity to kick off the inward nine.
It is, Rich. It's sort of reminiscent of the 10th hole at Valhalla. Remember the challenge, or should I say the charge, that Rory McIlroy started that in that very hole when he made eagle. It's the same opportunity here. Reachable par 5, just under 600 yards, but you really could get off to a great start.
Frankie's managed to hit it in the rough yet again.
Yeah, this is hard to imagine. You know, the fairways aren't that narrow today.
Second from an excellent lie.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Wow, really off the mark. Missed the green here. Kaymer attempting this for par. This one has a good line.
Never looked like missing.
Frank, do you buy the old adage, drive for show, putt for dough?
Oh, putting's the great equalizer, Rich.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. So begins the climb back. Back here at the par 4 11th at Quail Hollow, set to tee off. What's the right game plan here, Frank?
Oh, there's two, really. That left bunker off the tee, it's about 265 yards to get it on the fairway, or 308 yards, 310 yards run out there. I've seen players just try and carry the bunker, sort of set up a short iron, and I've seen players like Rory McIlroy just try and blast a driver with a hook on it. Both strategies have worked.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good looking shot right here. Birdie try up next. Second shot from 150. It's a big putt right here for birdie. Hard putt, soft hands, beautiful putt.
It's a little snack though.
And that's in for a par. Frank, I think the mark of a good golf course design, changing directions. We go from a right to left hole, now at the 12th, to a left to right hole.
Yeah, there's no two holes at Quail Hollow that look the same. And this one's slightly downhill, fairway tilts a little bit to the right, and it's a bit of a sleeper. And plus you add in on top of that 450 yards plus. This is a fairway that has to be hit.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Frank, we always say about Quail Hollow, you have to play with a clear head. You have to be thinking your way around this golf course. So what's the right thought process on this second shot?
Keep the ball in the right section. That front portion there, you can't afford to go long when the flag's there. Conversely, when the flag's in the back, you can't afford to be putting up and over that ridge. So you've got to be flying that ball all the way back there.
Third shot, looking for a good one. This is a cross-country special. Are you kidding me?
That looked like it was in.
Frank, this is a cross-country putt. He'll have a go at it, though, for birdie. We'll see.
There's no backing down here. This is going to go up and down and all over the place, but a chance to go in.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. Trying to get out of here with just one dropped shot. This is for bogey. Putt drops. Now at 1 over par. Now to the par 3 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. There's a front right portion, there's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, too bad. He'll have to play from the bunker. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Getting set now over the putt. Well, that just brings a smile to your face, puts a little pep in the step when you make them from downtown. This is a par attempt for Jason Dufner. All right, no damage done. Stays at 1 over par with that putt. Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from a guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong 3-wood, something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best ploy. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the whole under par for the week.
When's the right time to pull out the big driver and have a go at this green?
I don't think there is, but maybe you at home should try.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank, not close, but from that line, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Second shot now for Martin Kaymer.
It's at sneaky distance.
Just has the feel today. He'll have 17 feet on this putt. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. 1 over for the day. We're now teed up at the 15th hole. It is the final par 5 here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. And Frank, I remember this hole well. McIlroy stiffed a 5-iron on his way to making eagle, his first PGA Tour win. That came back in 2010.
And the opportunity exists again here. Under 600 yards, plays downhill off the tee. Those two bunkers on the right are perfectly situated. That second one about 310 yards to it. So something straight at that one with a little draw will set up that mid-iron or long iron that has to be hit very high and uphill.
That's in the fairway. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. He'll need to be strong with this. Tugged that one a little bit offline to the left. And he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough was fairly thick. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Third shot, Martin Kaymer. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Martin Kaymer for birdie.
You'd like that one again.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Wow, I didn't expect that. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just trying to keep this round on track. Has that putt, stays at 1 over. Here's Jason Dufner on the putting green. Drops for a par. At last, we have arrived at the start of one of the most daunting finishing stretches in all of golf. They call it the Green Mile, 16, 17, and 18 here at Quail Hollow. The 16th is a par 4, 508 yards, Frank.
And this hole was made even more difficult when they pushed that green further left to bring the water more in play with the second shot. I mean, it's a great par 4. It's strong in every single department. Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it? Rich, do you think we should tell him this fairway out there?
Yeah, he's been in the rough all day long. This is an approach shot that will really test a player. Second to the 16th. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
200 yards left to where that hole is cut. Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Setting up for an approach shot here.
Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Frank, what's the best way to get at the golf ball when it's sitting down just a bit in the rough?
You have to accept the fact first and foremost that you're not going to get clean contact. So you have to decide whether the ball's going to come out short or it's going to fly. Because very rarely will it come out the normal distance of what you hit on the fairway. So if it's a little thin and wispy, chances are it might fly. If it's nestled down, you're going to have to take at least another club.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Not too much and not too little. Perfectly played into the center of the cup. This is for par for Dufner. Solid par for Dufner. Just 2 holes remaining here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the signature par 3, 221 yards, the 17th.
And they have a multitude of tees here. One of the new back tees is actually where the old 16th green was. And if you think don't go left is the way to play, then that won't work either, because right's not that much good. This is it. Stand on the tee and you better hit a good shot.
So dropped the shot after ending up in the water on that recent miscue. So hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop. This now the 3rd shot.
Off the flight path again.
Just a little offline, so now, Frank, he's going to have to deal with a rough.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how strong he is.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. That was well done, and now a very short putt to get out of here with a bogey.
Well, it could be a lot worse, that's for sure. 5 minutes ago.
Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. And he makes it for par. So 2 over par for the round. Now to the finishing hole here at Quail Hollow. Frank, what can we expect?
If there was a name for this hole, Rich, it should be called Narrows. The creek that meanders its way down the left side and actually divides that hole into really half the size of what a normal par 4 should be. That makes it hard. The bunker on the right is your bailout area, just over 290 yards to get past that, and then the narrowest green that still sits up against the lake. This is just a brutal finish.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot.
This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough.
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, rough.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
Great shot out of the rough. He avoided all the troubles just to get that on the green.
That was not an easy shot. He'll settle. Frank, a little chip shot here from the fringe. Now, a lot of options. I've seen some players hit 6-iron. Others will shut down like a sand wedge.
Yeah, there's two schools of thought. Some people just try and perfect like one club, but really the best chippers chip with a variety of clubs.
Dufner steady as she goes, trying to make another par. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Had him up, and it comes to 74 for the day. Three over for the day. That'll wrap it up from here in the tower at Quail Hollow. I'm Rich Lerner. For Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, thank you for playing along, and we'll see you next time.